Hello, my kitchen is really dark, and if you're like me, you probably have lights to turn your kitchen on. Cool, right? The problem is, my lights are really freaking bright, and they're also not standard sockets, so I can't unscrew them and place a dimmable bulb in there, like Light FX or Philips Hue or something like that. So I'm stuck with either incredibly bright, like almost blinding and also flickering a little bit, or pitch darkness. So, in my old apartment, I had Philips Hue, so I can run a Hue light strip from the old apartment, which works kind of like this: Alexa, turn on kitchen,
Okay.
and that looks kind of cool for an ambient setup. It's just kind of there, like you can't really see much on the counters with it. It also just looks like a rave setup, and my phone does not like that for autofocusing. Um, Now I could take the Hue lights and run them underneath. The issue that we run into there is Hue lights aren't very bendy. They bend, but they don't bend on tight corners, which is necessary when you have cabinets that go up and down like this. And so I went over to AliExpress and picked up these WS2182B NeoPixel strips. This is not a new concept by any means, but I'll just show you real quick. Here we go. And that's much better. Now, granted, they're falling off, and that's because the 3M tape that came with them is kind of garbage. I also I don't think I cleaned enough of the undersides of the cabinets before I put them on there. But I'm about to go to Walmart and get some more anyway, and possibly make some lighting gels from plastic so they're not as direct. They kind of have more of a ambient effect versus a direct bright light down. So right here is the Arduino script controlling it. It's a really simple fast LED script. And you might notice these unsigned 8-bit integers. They're ignore low and ignore high. That's for these lights over here, which are blinding to look at, so I turn them off. And I'll show you the effect. So if you're sitting in the kitchen or in the living room, you'd be getting this effect all the time, and it's just not great to look at. So they're all controlled through just an old Arduino Uno. I've had this for ages, and it's real simple. I have a 12 volt, I think it's actually a Linksys router power supply, so it's 2.5 amps, and then I have another 2.5 amp USB going to the actual lights. That gives us a 5 volt signal all the way through using the Arduino's voltage regulator and the USB power supply, 5 amps or 5,000 milliamps. Each of these lights uses about 60 milliamps at full brightness. I do not turn them up all the way. Reason I don't do that is because about here, which is a little shorter than halfway, they'll start to actually change colors because it's not getting the power over and it's getting half the signal. And that doesn't look good when you have half your light's kind of a bluish color and half your light's kind of a greenish color. It just doesn't converge very well. As terms of overall lighting quality, you can actually see pretty well. The counters are all lit where you'd be working. You don't need to see your floor, especially mine because it's messy when you're cooking. So there's that. I haven't hooked anything up, such as like a Bluetooth connection or hooking up something that can work as a smart home device. I'm thinking of seeing if there's a way to use Zigbee with it, but I bet Hue has that locked down. So, because I know the Hue lights use Zigbee, but I bet they're using some sort of weird way that they're connecting. So I couldn't just, hook it up to the bridge. But yeah, this is my kitchen.